I say to me, because one of my big things in my classroom is I tell all my kids almost daily, you're not stupid. When they get a bad grade out here, I'm just stupid. No, I don't work with stupid people. It's because you can't teach a stupid person anything. So that if you come into my classroom, you now have no excuse of being stupid because I don't work with stupid people. Doesn't matter if you have a disability, doesn't matter if you're the brightest kid in the room, doesn't matter if you feel like you're the lowest kid in the room. You're smart. You made a mistake. Learn from it and move on. The second thing that it is, we have trouble accepting God's forgiveness. It's a matter of faith. You know, there are times where our faith is amazingly strong. And I watched men at the Semper Fi retreat whose faith was just pouring out. And I looked at them, and I did some comparison of myself to them at times. It's like, you know, if I could be that strong, if I could do it that way. And what I have to remember is, I have to do it my way, God's way. He is just so amazing with that. And the ways that they were able to relay that to each other, the ways that we were able to talk. God gives us forgiveness. If we ask for it, it's there. It doesn't matter what we've done. It doesn't matter how horrible of a sin or an atrocity that we've committed, He will forgive us. There was a story that Chris and I were talking about this morning that I thought about putting this video up, but Russ doesn't like things at the last minute, especially if I don't have them. But it shows this lady pulling out of prison. She's done some horrendous things. She's paid her time. She's come to know Jesus Christ. She's finally going to get free. She's free spiritually. She's now physically about to get free. And as she's pulling out, boom, a truck comes, hits the car that she's in, and she's killed instantly. And I think of that from two perspectives. One, she was freed. She came to know Jesus Christ. She repented for what she did, and He said, I forgive you. And she was freed. But then I thought about, what about the guy that hit her? Maybe he was on his cell phone. Maybe he was turning the dial on the radio. Maybe he looked down at his cup of coffee trying to grab it. How does he feel? He's got to step up every morning and go, I killed somebody today. All he's got to do is go, Father, forgive me. I've lost it. I was distracted. I didn't mean to do it. And God forgives him. But then he's got to look in the mirror every day and find a way to internally forgive himself. You know, we do things that cause hurts, that bother people. And they forgive us. I know this because I've hurt a lot of people in my day. I've got more I'm going to hurt at points. Family members, friends. But the nice thing is that these people that I care about, I know they're going to give me forgiveness. But I have to look inside and see if I can let it go myself, because I get hung up there. And I know people do. We get hung up. And the last one that really interferes with us is pride. Refusal to accept what God offers. It makes me think about the movie 7 Pounds and Will Smith. And if anybody hasn't seen the movie, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I'm going to anyway. Throughout the movie, you're trying to figure out what's going on. And you get these little snippets, and then he's doing these nice things for people, and he's setting them up for things. He's giving away organs. He's giving away bone marrow. He's doing things for these people. And as you're watching it, it slowly comes together. Okay, he's lost his wife. She's gone. So maybe he's hurting, and he's decided he's going to make some things right in the world by giving people parts of him to help them live on. And then at the end of the movie, he sets himself up to be the ultimate organ donor. He's got a jellyfish, which is extremely poisonous and will kill you. He climbs into a bathtub full of ice, puts the jellyfish in with him, calls 911, and he kills himself. And he gives these organs to these people, and he helps numerous lives. But as I watched it and I thought about it, you find out that there was a car accident, and he wound up killing, I think it was 7 people. Have you seen it, Sam? No. He killed 7 or 13 people or something in this. He caused a car accident because he was on his cell phone, and it killed a bunch of people, including his wife. And I thought about it. At first, it was like, wow, how amazing he would give these gifts to people. And that part is still amazing. But the part was, he couldn't let it go. He couldn't find the forgiveness in himself to say, you know what, I screwed up and I hurt I killed people. But instead of finding the forgiveness that God had to offer and allowing him to move on and to live a full life and to make these people's lives differently, he decided, I'll give parts of me because I can't forgive myself for what I did. And he doesn't accept God's greatest gift, the gift that each and every one of us needs, from the smallest firstborn in utero person to the oldest living person who's going to pass at some point soon. We all need the forgiveness of Jesus Christ. But we get in the way. We stop and we put ourselves sometimes in that position of pride above God. And I know I've done this. I asked Chris to do the song, Who Am I Today? Because it really reflected for me in my life, who am I? How am I worthy that Jesus Christ would die for me? How am I worthy of that forgiveness? You know, and then I ask, who am I? It's one of the biggest questions I've ever asked in my life, and it's constantly changing because we evolve and we change as time goes on. Events that affect us, things that happen both positively and negatively. And I think about it, and I know that I'm Paul Keyser. I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a teacher, I'm a friend. I'm somebody who cares about people. I'm somebody who's a life changer because I deal with children daily. But then other thoughts enter my head. I'm a sinner. I'm an ex-husband. I have a failed marriage. I'm a failure. And the list goes on. But then I have to think back. Those are things that have happened in my life. They don't make me who I am. Because the biggest and most important thing is, I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. That makes him my brother, and that makes God my Father. The ultimate Father who never makes a mistake, who never messes up. And it's amazing because this Father of ours gave his Son, sent him from heaven, from perfection, from no pain, no sickness, and he sent him to earth to live like we did, to suffer like we do, to be buried, to be nailed to a cross after being beaten, humiliated, broken, and killed, to bleed for us. And if he's willing to do that for us, who are we to say, I can't forgive myself? Who's to say that what you did is so awful that you can't forgive yourself? I found it amazingly interesting as I've thought about this, that there are some people in the Bible, and if I think that I've done some pretty awful things,